What's up, YouTube? Motivation and travel coming at you from Medellin, Colombia. Philosophical Friday. I've got my boys here, Tim and James, and we're going to talk about the subject is kind of our conversation is why men like sleazy women, and we all know what we mean when we say the word sleazy. Just if this is your first time watching, I am retired at 43. As a result of the crash, I worked as a private contractor and was be able to retire early and be able to live for free. I live for the rest of my life, and I don't have to ever work again. So this isn't three losers talking about this subject. These are winners that have faced life dead on and have conquered. And now we travel. We've all been traveling. We've got one guy's in Mexico, another guy's in Colombia. So we'll be doing this. Tim, why don't you tell us who you are, introduce yourself to the audience, and like we talked about earlier.
All right, real quick, I'm Tim Johnson from Nashville, Tennessee, originally from New York City. I spent about 15 years in the U.S. Army. Part of that time, I was I don't know if you could see this here or not, but let me see if I can get that in there. I was a Special Forces Green Beret.
Wow,
love that.
Dude.
Yeah, love that. That's why we like this guy.
Woo! Yeah, I was a Special Forces Green Beret. So, I also am a graduate of Middle Tennessee State University. Got a degree in political science, pre-law, and foreign languages.
Hey, is that what Jerry Rice went?
Middle Tennessee State? No, he went to Mississippi Valley State.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, Mississippi Valley State. I've had a lot of jobs growing up. Worked at McDonald's, Burger King, you name it. I have done it. Construction work. I did a lot of stuff, getting through life. I am 57 years old now, which I don't like saying. I live a very happy life. I'm happy with myself. I try to share that energy with other people. I like to meet people, talk, get to know who they are, experience other cultures. And the great thing about travel for me is that I've been able to do that, do what I love to do. I also have like a small marketing company called Local Reach 360, and we help businesses with their media marketing, especially like point of sale marketing. We're getting into that, and we're doing contactless marketing. I think I told you guys about that, where a retailer can come in, a customer can walk into a pizza shop, pay with their phone on a what do you call those, QR codes, and the payment's instant. So that's the latest thing we're working on now. And I love women. I adore women. And as complicated as they are, I've learned a lot about women. And so I'm glad we're about to talk about this subject.
All right, good. Tim, James.
So I'm James Lewis. God, I've had a full life already, man. I dropped out of high school, and I always tell people that. I used to be embarrassed to say that. And I tell people that because my last W-2 job paid me almost $250,000 a year. And the journey in between dropping out of high school and making $250,000 a year is a pretty cool one, right? So, I've always been an entrepreneur. When I was younger, I had a couple nightclubs. I was a music producer. Did a bunch of traveling around the U.S. doing that sort of stuff. Then I got serious about life, and I raised some kids. Right, I got 3 grown-ass men. They all went to college, so super proud of that. Then I started this other journey that I'm on now, did some stuff in the corporate world. But then I left that, and I basically took everything I learned from corporate America, and I started a business that helps small businesses and entrepreneurs use the same techniques that Fortune 500 companies use for success. And you can use those same techniques for success in smaller businesses. And so that's what I do today. I do that virtually, and I travel. So I live, I guess you could say I live in Colombia. That's where I'm at most of the time. Currently, right now, I'm in Cancun. Yesterday, I was in Cabo. I don't know where the hell I'll be tomorrow. But I'll be somewhere where there's beautiful women. So this is a great topic to talk about.
Yeah. So I appreciate that, James. So speaking of beautiful women, right? That's our subject of conversation, and we're going to be talking about. The thing is, what makes, when you meet a woman and she's that sleazy type, right? That sleazy type. What is it? What's that hook? What's that hook? Why isn't it, it's a lot better to get a good woman who's nice and cooks and clean, she's submissive. Now I know you didn't mention this, Tim, but you've been to how many countries? How many?
97.
That's 97. 9 or 7, ladies and gentlemen.
97.
So what would you say an Asian? Now, if you were like in Japan, do you think you like the women more in Japan, or do you like them more in Colombia? What's your take? Give us your 2 cents.
Man, I would say overall Colombia.
See, and I know that Japanese culture. I've been to Japan as well. I was in Okinawa. We had to go there for the military, and they're a very submissive culture. A lot of bowing, a lot of bowing and stuff, which is really weird to do. But why would you say that? What are your, James? You like submissive or you like the slutty? What's your 2 cents? Japan or Colombia?
Man, you know me, bro. So I'm a little corny. I like respectable women. I don't like slutty. That's not my deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like submissive either. I kind of like them in between, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so what's that saying? How's there just a saying, right? Like a woman, I don't know how the saying goes, but something in the street and something in the sheets, right?
Oh, it's a boss in the a boss in the streets and
I think it's a woman in the streets and a freak
woman in the streets and a freak in the sheets. Yeah.
In the sheets. That's what I like.
Madonna in the bedroom and Betty Crocker in the kitchen. Is that what that's right? That's what
Betty Crocker.
Well, Betty Crocker. They don't. There was
going way back.
I know there was a time when women would actually cook in the kitchen. Now we got men cooking.
That's true.
There seems to be a scarcity of masculinity in America now, but that's a whole different subject. But
no, you're right about that. I agree.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I left. But the thing is,
guys have been deballed and castrated.
Wait. We have a difference of opinion here. We have James is saying he does not like the slutty women. He likes the more conservative, submissive, right? And we have Tim is saying, no, I like
it's about balance.
Right. Wait, hold on. We got Tim. We got Tim saying, because this is what philosophical Friday is all about. We got to have 2 points. We got to have 2 different points of view, right? So is that your stance? Am I stating your stance correctly, James? That you prefer the ones that are a little bit more submissive, and you're not into the sleazy ones. Is that right?
Well, I don't know that I would put submissive on the other side of slutty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're articulating my point somewhat.
Okay, let me elaborate. Typically, sleazy women are not very submissive. They're very irresponsible. They're lazy, but they're beautiful, right? They're beautiful, and they got that thing that they do real well in the bedroom. You know what I'm talking about, Tim, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Tim ain't born last night. Tim ain't born last night. So they do that really well. And then like it's like that's that hook, that's that honey. I kind of lean more what Tim was saying, but you want to here's the thing, you want to have a balance of both. I'm kind of a one man out, because I kind of meet a woman and she molds to the way I want her to be, or she leaves or she's out the door. But I treat my women very, very well. All my girlfriends have.
You're a pimp.
Now I wouldn't say that. All my girls, I just treat them very well. I think as in our culture, we're living in the Latin American culture. It's part of the culture here to take care of your woman. If she's taking care of you, you got to be the mentality is I got you. Right. You're never gonna. My girls never have to worry about hunger. She's never gonna have to worry about being broke, busted, and disgusted. She's with me. She's my queen. I'm going to treat her like a queen. I'm going to go get her hair done. I'm going to get her nails done. But she will obey me or she'll leave. You know, I'm not going to sit there and argue with her. But we're getting off.
I feel like that's a third chick. I was like, I feel like we're talking about 3 different chicks, not 2 different chicks.
We're getting off track. I don't want to get too much off track. The thing about sleazy women, right, is they're very good in bed and submissive on certain things in the bedroom that a woman who's more conservative may not be. A woman that's more conservative may not be. I think that's a hook for a lot of the guys. However, you have to understand that if she's like that with you, she's like that with 10 other guys. And you got to realize that and understand that. Now, let me tell you my big booty Judy story, okay? I met this girl online. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know she really looked like that, because I saw her picture. She was from the Bahamas down in South Florida. When I met her for the date, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. She really her body really was like that. Huge booty, really nice body.
Judy.
Yes.
Was her name really Judy?
No, her name wasn't Judy. But here's the thing. She had 4 kids. 4 kids. Ooh. 2 of them were twins. Two of them were twins.
That's so, they called you daddy?
I never met them. Never met the kids. But the thing is though, you know, I think those girls are women. If you're single and you're looking for a long-term relationship, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I think you can have them on as a rotation. If you have several women that you're talking to, and have her on as a rotation, but I don't think you can make a long-term commitment to someone like that. I think if you do, you're in for a world of pain. And let me tell you, I have experienced that firsthand. James, what are your thoughts? Because you seem to like the more conservative types. What's your input on that?
Oh my God, just so much there. So I think that.
Should slutty women be in a category if you meet them? If a guy goes and meets a slutty girl, and should he not date her, or should he put on how should he go about, let's say he's watching this and meets a girl?
I think you said something that's really important. What you said was that you just got to understand that she's like that with 10 other dudes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important part, right? Like if you're good with that, then be good with that. That is what it is. You can't get mad at it. Right, just be the 11th guy and enjoy it. Strap yourself up and get going.
Yeah,
I
agree with you. And I think the thing that would attract a guy to any type of slutty girl is the carnal feelings that the man has inside himself. You know what I mean? Like that physical, carnal, animalistic. Wanting of carnal pleasures, you know, that word carnal pleasures. And maybe he's not getting that with the more submissive type, you know, woman that he may normally date, like James is talking about, the submissive type, or the woman that's sort of in between. And when a guy sees that girl who's more of the slutty type, he knows he can get certain things from her that he's not going to get from the opposite, you know, of that type of female. And every guy, I don't care who he is, you know, no matter what he says, he can be with a very nice woman who might do several things for him, but in some small way, every guy is attracted to the slutty girl who's going to do those carnal things with him. Now, he might not want to be with her all the time. None of us really do. But like you said, Gerald, there are certain aspects of that slutty girl that every guy wants and wishes he could have with his woman.
So
what do you guys think?
Here's a thought for you, man. What is the slutty girl getting out of it, right? Usually
Money.
She's getting some monetary value out of it.
Thank you. I said money. Exactly.
Right. That's exactly
well,
right.
not necessarily.
Right?
Could be status. Could be status or social
No,
proof.
she's getting money. James is right. She's getting, in some
Right.
way, some
Come
form,
on now.
she's getting money.
Come on now.
Yeah, she's getting
Now-
money.
Well, let's say
Now,
she's
here's
with
what-
let's say she's with we got a disagreement. We got a disagreement here. All right,
she's
hold on.
getting paid.
I
James is
disagree.
right.
Go ahead.
She's
Finish.
getting paid.
Wait, I'm gonna have to let James
It's
finish
about to
his
go
point.
down.
Finish his point.
Go ahead.
All right. No, go ahead. Go ahead, James. Finish your point.
So here's one for you. If the slutty girl at the end of the day is getting something, right? She's getting some monetary value. She's getting some money.
agree.
She's getting
Not-
some
not-
things. She's getting some monetary value out of it, right? Maybe the reason why the guy likes the slutty girl is because the slutty girl has gotten really good at being liked. Maybe she has figured out what to do and what to say and how to touch you and how to look at you because that's her damn job.
And you know,
Anyway,
that's a very, very good point. The only thing that I wanted
Operative word, job.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say where I disagree with you, Tim and James, is the fact that not all women want monetary money as payment. They may want something like they're with Marky Mark or they're with this rap star or NFL player because they like that social proof and they want to put it on their Facebook. I think the payment is there. There is a payoff. I think there is an ulterior motive with them. I agree with you on that. But I think that's not, you know, they're looking for something else. Now, as far as what the women do, as far as how good, well, think about it. That's a really good point. And back to what I was saying earlier, if she's a slut with you, she's a slut with 10 other guys, maybe even 100 other guys, maybe even 1,000 other guys. Over time, I don't care what you're doing. At some point, you're gonna get good at what you're doing. I mean, if you're going in and you're playing baseball every single day and you're doing it 10 times a day, you're gonna get good at baseball. Now, if you're lying on the bed and you're doing that, a lot of things can happen in here psychologically with these women, you know, that they're not able, they call it, I can't say the word on YouTube, but the 1,000, if COC, you know what I'm talking about, stare, where they've been with so many guys that they literally cannot pair bond with anybody, you know?
Mary Jane Rotten Crotch.
Tim, do you got a story that you want to share about something like that? Go ahead.
I said Mary Jane Rotten Crotch.
Yeah. So she's been with so many guys that she can't pair bond, and psychologically they're done. They're done at that point. You don't want to be that guy trying to fix that woman because you're not a therapist and you can't help her. You can't help her.
You're right. Can't save her. You can't save her. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. It just does not work. Once she gets that 1,000-yard or that 1,000-meter stare that you're talking about, everything becomes numb to her. Even though she's having sex with a guy, she's not really emotionally attached to it anymore because she's so used to so many different guys that she can't even relate to having a relationship of any type of seriousness with any man. You're right.
Have you had any in your years of experience, Tim? Have you had a girl hurt you that found out was a slut later on and may have caught feelings?
I've met a few like that. Sadly, you know, they dove into that type of lifestyle and never recovered from just meeting guy after guy after guy. And after a while, they just got used to that. And, they're damaged goods. They can't have a normal relationship. It's almost like being on drugs or alcohol. And you can't take an alcoholic off of alcohol unless they are willing to do it themselves,
And the thing is that it's as men, it's in our nature to want to be saviors, right? To be heroes. We want to see, oh, I can help her, I can change her, I can fix her, and some of these women, they're masters at manipulation. I mean, they're literally brilliant, literally.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty smart guy, all right? I mean, I'm not dumb by far, and yet I've been got. At some point, you're going to get got if you don't have a rotation, a healthy rotation of women that you are seeing, and you stay with that one particular one, and you continue to commit to have sex with her, and you can continue to be with her, at some point or another, you're going to catch feelings for her. So that's the thing. Huh?
You think so?
I know so. What, do you disagree? What are your thoughts, James? Chime in on here. Stop eating that pizza there. What are you doing?
A little bit. I disagree a little bit because there are some guys who
let James give his opinion, and then we'll all debate about it. Let him throw in. Right. We got a disagreement on that, so go ahead, James. What's your 2 cents?
I think it's absolutely possible to not catch feelings. Absolutely possible.
So if you're having sex with that one girl, and not anybody, you're not seeing anybody else.
Yeah, but why would you not be seeing anybody else?
No,
I think the feelings come first. So I think the feelings come first. Like what would make me stop having sex with everybody else?
Right. Well, there's some guys, they have a scarcity mindset, and they meet a girl, let's say they meet a girl on Tinder or whatever website, and she's a slut, or she's a girl that sleeps around, and they're not seeing anybody else, and they're committed to her. At some point, they're going to catch feelings. That's my point.
Yeah, but my point is they caught feelings first because that's what made them commit. Why the hell would you commit to her?
I agree 100%. Because if you're with a girl and like James is saying, it might be that one girl. It's either or, because you're being just as much as a player as she is. And if you're in that mindset that, I'm just gonna, hook up with her or whatever, but I know absolutely I'm not catching feelings for this girl. You're not gonna catch feelings for her because she's not gonna be the only one. Period. There are going to be other women. The only way that you're gonna catch feelings for her is you're gonna catch the feelings first. And then you're gonna stop doing it with other females.
Hell, I had women I did have feelings for. That didn't stop me from being with other women.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I agree.
So if I stopped being with other women, the feelings came first.
Right. Yeah, the feelings.
So wait. I mean, how does the feelings come first? I don't understand that. Either
because you're being exclusive to that one woman.
Right. What made you
first?
What
exactly?
What was the thing that made you be exclusive to her? Why'd you do that?
Well, no, I haven't. I mean, this doesn't happen. I'm saying,
no,
but
not you. I don't mean you personally.
It does happen. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, it does happen to where guys meet. I know a guy. Okay, he had met a working girl down here. Okay, and he's given her like $2,000 a month for her. He fell in love with her, and then he said, "Look, I don't want you to be on the streets anymore." He says, "I'm going to give you $2,000 a month to get off the streets. I don't want you to live like this. I want to save a hoe, right? Captain Save. He wants to be a savior, right? That's in our nature. And maybe he fell in love with, I don't know the situation. I don't know.
But I don't
know the guy personally. But the thing is, he ended up catching feelings for her. So I'm saying it does happen. You're saying it won't happen. I'm saying it will, Tim. I think
I'm saying the feelings came first.
That's right.
That's
how so?
Feelings came first.
How so? How could he have feelings for someone he never met?
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
The reason is because as soon as he had physical contact, that's all it took. Once he had that physical contact, he felt some sort of emotion for her. And once that emotion started building, that's all it took. It was the feelings first.
Okay. Well,
all he needed was some physical contact to make that happen. One physical contact. Even if he met her online, he's already sending money to her. That's an emotional thing. You know what I mean? Because he's feeling that he needs to save her. But like James, I agree with James. Once he meets her and he has that first physical contact, that's when the feelings start. Because he already had the emotional connection. Once he has that physical contact with her, that's when the real feelings start. And it only takes that one physical time to get those feelings, to catch feelings, as they say.
I think that some people are just so starved for attention, especially in America, because the natural default system of a woman is to be defensive. I mean, you can't even say hello to anybody, but I mean, they're just rude, and it's disgusting. I don't even like it. And I know
I think you're more referring to Western women.
Exactly.
Western women.
Exactly.
Western women.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. We could do a whole nother hour on that.
That is.
Because they are so masculinated and, women's rights.
Yeah.
And they challenge men and they're in your face. They're not feminine. They're not fun. And they're confrontational, combative. And that's why really I'm not much into Western women anymore. I prefer a woman who is fun.
You're pretty much ruined like I am with the Latin American culture down here with how beautiful, how feminine, not even submissive. Some of them are submissive, but how feminine they are. Yeah.
Right, a little more some submissiveness. I want some submissiveness as well. But feminine, absolutely.
I think it's good to have a balance. But yeah, okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up then because we're almost out of time, and let's have some final thoughts as far as we'll start with James. We'll go around. Final thoughts for someone who's maybe watching this and who's met a woman who, because deep down, right? Deep down, when you meet somebody, this person's not right for you. Yet she's beautiful, or she does something that drives in the bedroom that drives you crazy. She's like that cocaine addiction. It's just, it gets inside. And I think, James, you're better explaining this than I am. It's a literal addiction, addiction. The way you explain it is a lot better than I am. Go ahead, James. I'll let you have the floor.
No, I think you're right. It's a literal addiction. What happens is they trigger something in you, and then the endorphins fire off in your brain, right? So you literally have chemicals in your brain that are making you feel a certain way. And that's literally what's happening in your brain, right? So if it feels like an addiction, it is.
What's the solution?
You gotta walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Go find somebody else. Just deal with the pain. It's just like throwing the bottle in the sink. It's the same thing.
Do you think it'd be okay to have a woman who's like that or putting her on a rotation, or would you disagree with that?
Well, that's such a good question. So the problem is, can you control yourself?
That's the key. That's only, ladies and gentlemen, only you're the one that can only answer that question. So that's the thing. And when you say control yourself, be emotionally unattached. That's what you mean when you say that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
There we go. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Tim.
I think that when you meet a female and you're engaging with her for the first time, trying to figure out whether or not she's good for you or not, I always use this gauge like your gut feeling. If she's communicative with you, if she's collaborative with you, and if you have chemistry with her, the 3 C's I call them: communicative, collaborative, and chemistry. If you feel you have those three things with her, and you will know because your gut will tell you. Your gut will tell you. If you go against your gut, you're always wrong. You go against that gut feeling, you are always wrong. 100% of the time, your gut will tell you if you have chemistry with her and you two can collaborate really well and you have great communication, then maybe that's a girl for you. If you don't have one of those three C's, I agree with James. Walk away. No need in wasting your time. Especially if it's a girl you want to have a long-term relationship with. If you see her as long-term material, communication, collaboration, and chemistry. Those three things you need. If you don't have them, one of them's missing, walk away. You're wasting your time.
Good point. Good point. And how long?
That was a mic drop right there. That was beautiful.
How long do you think the vetting process should be, in your opinion?
In my opinion, you'll know within the first couple of times you meet her what your chemistry is going to be like with her, especially within the first 30 days. You will know.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, all right, very good. Well, I think at least 3 months, 3 to 4 months is good to know, how good a person is. But that's a difference of opinion. That's okay. That's what works for me, because you can only put up the act for so long. These women,
right.
they know that women know if they can smell money. They just know it. I mean, I could walk around barefoot. They just know you got money. So you have to understand, these women are especially women that have been around the block, and you guys can relate to this, that they are master manipulators. They are literally brilliant, can get inside your head and mess up with things in there. They know what to say to you. It's incredible. It amazes me. I'm still amazed. So I would just say this: if you're watching this, you guys take notes and you guys remember that what these gentlemen talked about. Don't commit to a girl who has been sleeping around, has had over hundreds and hundreds of guys, that she's not willing to change and not willing to come out of that for you. I mean, that's really something you need to really ask yourself. And if you want to do that, you can put her on a rotation, but can you be emotionally unattached? That's something only you can know. But
on the opposite side of her, there's a lot of guys who've been with hundreds of girls. Maybe thousands.
But that's not the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is it not?
So that's all right. We can keep that for next week. Philosophical Friday. Is a sexual dynamic. Is it fair? I mean, they call a guy that sleeps around with 100 women, he's a stud, but they call a woman who slept around with 100 men, she's a slut. In centuries, it's been that way. And so is it fair? No. If you look at it objectively, no, it's not fair, but it's just the way it is. I mean, beautiful women get a lot more stuff than ugly women. Is that fair? No, it's not fair, but it's just the way it is. So just the way of the world. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for another episode of Philosophical Friday and Motivation and Travel coming at you. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.